Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Sultanate is heading towards increasing the contribution of port sector in the gross domestic product to diversify the income sources. The shrimp fishing season begins today in the coastal areas of the Sultanate. Establishing Gulf Center for Tourism Promotion and setting touristic strategy, top recommendations of the 5th Scientific Conference of Geographical Society. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Islam Karimov of Uzbekistan on his country's independence anniversary. His Majesty the Sultan also sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Tran Day Quang of Vietnam on his country's National Day. And His Majesty the Sultan has received a cable of thanks from His Excellency President Abdullah Yameen of Maldives in reply to His Majesty's cable of greetings on his country's independence anniversary. The Ministry of Transport and Communications stressed that the Sultanate is heading towards increasing contribution of port sector in the gross domestic product to be one of the strategic alternatives in the diversification of income sources. His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al-Ftaisi, Minister of Transport and Communications, said in a statement to media means that the Sultanate made great steps in providing the infrastructure to maritime transport sector. He further pointed out during a meeting with representatives of the ports and shipping companies that the ministry looks forward to contribute in promoting the maritime transport sector through exchange of ideas and visions among all concerned parties. The shrimp fishing season started today in the coastal areas of the Sultanate and will continue until the end of November 2016. The 3-month shrimp fishing season has economic values for artisanal fishermen in the governorates of Al-Wusta, South Al-Sharqiyya and Dhofar, where the quantities of shrimps are abundant. The Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, represented by the Directorate Generals of Fisheries Administrations in the governorates of Dhofar, South Al-Sharqiyya and Al-Wusta, have completed administrative, technical and supervision procedures and preparations. The ministry as well called upon all fishermen to adhere to legal ways of fishing the shrimp. The statistics show that production quantity of shrimp in 2015 reached 845 tons, registering a sharp increase compared to the previous years. Activities of Salala Tourism Festival 2016 were concluded yesterday at the Wilaya's Theatre in the Municipality Recreational Center. The festival was launched on July 15th under the theme Oman of Love and Peace. The ceremony included a number of Omani artist performances besides honoring the winners in the Wilaya's competitions, besides honoring the sponsoring and supporting agencies of the festival. The closing ceremony was held under the auspices of His Excellency Sayyid Mohammed bin Sultan Al Busaidi, Minister of State and Governor of Dhofar, Supervisor General of the festival. Oman Investment Fund signed an agreement with Treasures of Oman Holding Company to attain a financial share so as to be one of its shareholders. This attainment represents a great addition to Oman's economy, the matter that enables it to invest and reach out global markets in the field of mining and provides international investment opportunities. The fund's contribution is an important step to gain the trust of investors, especially before the start of subscription in the first half of the coming year. It further enriches Oman's economy in the mining field and reduces dependence on oil in the domestic product. Still to come in our news bulletin. The Italian Coast Guard rescues more than 1,800 migrants in 12 separate operations. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The necessity to establish a Gulf Center for tourism promotion was the main recommendation of the 5th Scientific Conference of the Gulf Cooperation Council GCC Geographical Society. That came at the end of the conference activities, which were organized by Geography Department at the College of Arts and Social Sciences at Sultan Qaboos University in cooperation with the Geographical Society. The conference also recommended necessary cooperation with bodies concerned to come up with a strategy to manage tourism among the Gulf countries that goes parallel with the establishments and authorities in the Gulf Cooperation Council countries. More than 66,000 proof requests of ownership deeds were registered at the Ministry of Housing in different governorates of the Sultanate, around 47,000 of which were registered electronically as per new amendments, in addition to 19,000 old requests that had been forwarded from cancelled local committees. The governorate of Ad-Dakhiliya recorded the highest rate in terms of the number of registered requests, followed by the governorate of Zahira. Oman Air, the national carrier of the Sultanate, plans to increase its daily flights to the governorate of Dhofar because of the movement growth and to and from Salalah. Due to the good touristic potentials in the governorate, the company's management expected an increase in the number of the visitors, especially from the Western tourists. Oman oil price November delivery reached today $43 and 47 cents. The Dubai Mercantile Exchange statement said that the price of Oman oil declined $1 and 79 cents. The average price of Oman oil September 2016 delivery has stabilized at $43 and 40 cents, thus $3.20 per barrel lower than August 2016 delivery. Areas of Syria's Hama province captured by Syrian insurgents came under heavy air attack today. The rebel thrust in Hama marks a new challenge to the president and his allies in a part of Syria where he has tried to consolidate his grip on power against a more than 5-year-old insurgency. The attack that began on Tuesday is the biggest coordinated rebel offensive in Hama province since 2014. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights monitoring group said at least 25 people, including 6 children, had been killed in the airstrikes overnight. The observatory said the airstrike hit a road between the town of Al-Latamina and Idlib province, an area of northwestern Syria mostly under insurgent control. Airstrikes by the Arab-led coalition hit a house in the northern Yemeni city of Saada, killing at least 16 civilians. The airstrikes were part of an ongoing air campaign aimed at dislodging Houthi rebels from the Yemeni capital and northern regions of the country. They came as security and medical officials in southern Yemen said that the death toll from Monday's suicide bombing by the Daesh group in Aden had risen to 72, marking the deadliest attack on the southern city this year. The overnight airstrikes targeted the district of As-Sahan in Saada, a Houthi stronghold. It said most of those killed were from 3 families and that children were also among the victims. The head of the Atomic Energy Organization in Tehran said Iran and Russia are to begin construction on 2 new nuclear reactors at the Bushehr nuclear power plant. It is seeking to reduce its reliance on oil and gas with 20 nuclear facilities planned over the coming years, including 9 being built with Russian firms. Ali Akbar Salehi said the operations to build 2 new nuclear power units in Bushehr will start on 10th of September and it will take 10 years to be completed. The new reactors would cost an estimated $10 billion and lead to a saving of 22 million barrels of oil per year. Russia built the existing 1,000 megawatt reactor at Bushehr on the Gulf Coast that came online in 2013. In November 2014, it signed a cooperation contract to help build the 2 new reactors on the same site, along with plans to eventually construct non-reactors across Iran. The Italian Coast Guard released video footage showing their ongoing Mediterranean rescue operations of migrants in unseaworthy vessels. More than 1,800 migrants in total were rescued in 12 separate operations, and 3 bodies were recovered. The International Organization for Migration said around 105,000 migrants had reached Italy by boat so far in 2016, many of them setting sail from Libya. An estimated 2,726 men, women and children have died over the same period trying to make the journey. Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Partly cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas of the Governorate of Dhofar and its nearby mountains with intermittent drizzle. Rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies and low clouds and fog late at night and early morning are expected over most of the coasts of the Arabian Sea. Winds will be easterly to northeasterly, light to moderate over the coasts of Sea of Oman, while on the coastal areas of the Arabian Sea it will be southwesterly, moderate to active. Seas will be rough along the coasts of the Arabian Sea with a maximum wave height of 2.5 meters and slight along the rest of the coasts with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's news bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Sultanate is heading towards increasing the contribution of the port sector in the gross domestic product to diversify the income sources. The shrimp fishing season begins today in the coastal areas of the Sultanate. Establishing Gulf Center for Tourism Promotion and setting touristic strategy top recommendation of the 5th Scientific Conference of Geographical Society. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.